All right, let's read the 66 blog. Let's read it. Let's see what's going on here. I actually didn't read this yet, so this is going to be news to me. I opened Twitter, and when I woke up today, and I saw some tweet about it. And then I went to this blog page, and I read, like, the first fucking sentence, and I was like, okay, I'm bored. I'll do it on stream. So here I am. Alright. Welcome back to Director's Take. July, we opened the conversation around 66 and 5v5. Now we're looking to that conversation as well as share a few updates coming in season 13 and 14. Cool. Talked about the different format changes, why we switched to 5v5, where we plan to go from here. Included in those next steps, we said we're looking at running a series of tests. Right? These format tests are all about understanding if we can make the core game even stronger. Every day, millions. Come on now. Jump into the core 5... Kidding. 5v5 format, and the last thing we want to do is negatively impact that experience. The exciting thing about these tests is that the potential to introduce something is the potential to introduce something that could appeal to another group of players. Ones that might have felt uncertain about the move to 5v5 when Overwatch 2 launched. Right. Okay. 66 tests in season 14. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. The first one launching a week into the season, will look a little different than the standard 2-2-2 role queued from Overwatch. Part of this series of tests is to not only judge our players' appetite for larger team sizes, but for us to explore different ways that we might implement a change without running into the same problems we had previously. With that in mind, our first test will be a variation of Open Queue, which we're initially referring to as Min 1 Max 3. I mean, I think this is what everybody assumed was going to happen, right? They would do something like this. But I mean, I'm sure they mention it. I'm sure they mention it. But there's no way this is going to work if they don't nerf tanks for this mode. Otherwise, it's just going to be 3 tanks, 2 supports, and a DPS. And like May or something. Or Reaper guy. Right? Like, there's just no way. A few different combinations here that you'll be able to try, but this opens up many different team compositions that we haven't seen before. Overwatch 2, you'll be able to switch roles on the fly during a match. Yep. Besides expanding with a format that could be seen as a middle ground to role queue and open queue, this will also give us a look at how Overwatch 2 heroes, abilities, and updates work in a 6v6 environment before we expand to other types of tests. The second 6v6 test during Season 14 will be the classic 2-2-2... Classic, yep. But we'll incorporate some new principles we introduced with Overwatch 2, like less CC and hero reworks. Right. Will have their own carded unranked alongside other modes, and they'll not take the place of other types of game modes like seasonal events or quick play hacked. Okay, so it'll be its own thing. Makes sense. The power and survivability of tanks will go down in these 6v6 formats. Makes sense. Because tanks would be way too strong. Wait, this song's heat. 2 5v5 format experiments Season 13 that are also aimed at testing flexibility within this format, similar to the 6v6 test. We're planning a quick play hacked coming soon, which we are calling Limit 2. This will be 5v5 with the maximum number of each role limited to 2. This includes tanks, but they will be tuned to open queue balance, meaning they will have less health. Interesting. That's interesting. So they're trying it with 5v5 as well? Huh. But, I mean, I feel like, again, it's just going to be 2 tanks, right? 1 DPS, 2 supports. Wait, a special game mode currently codenamed Kingmaker, like Limit 2, the maximum number of each role is limited to 2. However, the player who is alone in their role gets a bonus. Ooh, interesting. A bonus? So I guess they'll give you like a Giga passive if you're by yourself. Interesting. Like a slot machine? A world with 5v5 and 6v6. As mentioned in our previous piece, we will be watching the reception and results of these tests closely. Another sentiment from the piece that I would like to reiterate here is that the Overwatch team wants to make the game that you want to play. In the world where a surge of players joins this mode and continuously play it, then we have the signal we need to do more with it. I think what that more is depends on the level of excitement. Is there a world where both 5v5 and 66 exist permanently in Overwatch 2? If you had asked me a few months ago, I would have said no. As we've discussed Overwatch 2's future in light of making the game that our players want to play, we know our players can want more than one experience. It'd be something that we need to consider moving forward. I doubt this is going to happen. This just looks like a fluff piece. I don't think they want to split. I doubt they'd want to split the player base more. Because at the end of the day, balancing is going to have to... Like, they're not going to do 2 different balances each patch for different game modes. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to happen. So, I really doubt this would fucking happen. I mean, yeah, you have a split player base, split development. I don't really see this working. It's like they don't do that for open queue. Yeah, but let's be honest, nobody gives a shit about open queue. Like, let's be fucking real for a sec. People don't care about open queue. I don't really see you working every single night, and yet here we are. Okay. Thanks, anime. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. More to come closer to season 14. Okay, I mean, this is. I mean, there's not really too much going on here. They just kind of explain what they're like. There's no real. I guess there are some specifics, but just kind of a quick blog post, not much. Wait. Maybe another special surprise around the corner. Attack on Titan collab. This is the one.
In the voter fraud event in Philly.
This is the one. This is the one. This is the one.
Smart.
Hi Super, your hair looks nice today. Smile.
Thank you, bro. I think I'm looking good today, to be quite honest.
Smart.
This game blows.
Let's make a great game. Sure thing.